My mom told me not to talk to strangers on the internet, and I'm glad I didn't listen. We are the Certified Noonas, your sisters in the love of Asian entertainment.
Hi, I'm Amanda.
I'm Jessie.
I'm Natalia.
And I'm Sky.
And today we come with, well, okay, listen, a slight theme may be emerging.
Maybe.
Maybe it'll become even more clear next week. You'll see that the 2 dots is two things are a coincidence. 3 things are a choice. This week, we are talking about the new Netflix show Glass Heart that dropped on the 31st of July. All 10 episodes. And that's what we're going to do. We had a little bit of a mix-up. This is going to be a little bit of a bizarre situation because we had there was a little bit of a misunderstanding where 3 of us watched the whole show and one of us thought it was just a first look episode. So there's going to be
really good at doing this, though.
Yeah, we're listen. It's only been like 7 years. Don't worry about it. We've only been podcasting for almost a decade. You know, it's whatever.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy.
Listen, these things happen. Okay,
yeah, but
they happen.
It's going to help us discuss the show without spoilers for a little bit.
So there's going to be like a 2-part episode in one episode. So like for like the first half an hour ish, it'll be a first 2 episodes. And then Amanda is going to peace out. And then the 3 little gremlins who remain are going to do a spoiler show. This will be we will very clearly let you know when the spoilers begin if you would like to go
with me
out
the door
and watch the show before coming back to listen to us. We totally get it. So
because
we'll let you know.
Because if you're thinking, oh, it's a music show, why would there be spoilers? There actually are. Like the show does actually have spoilers.
Many spoilers. So we're gonna start out with a first look for the first. We're going to talk about the first 2 episodes, and then we're going to bid Amanda adieu. She's going to go enjoy the rest of her evening, and we are going to enjoy the rest of ours talking about Glass Heart, the spoilers section. Glass Heart. Oh boy!
Wow.
Yeah.
I guess we gotta do like a little synopses, huh? For the people. There's a girl. She's a drummer, okay? And she's about to debut at a rock festival. Things are looking up, except things are not looking up. Because her band, misogynists, they're like, we can't have a girl drummer.
It doesn't suit her image. We're too hardcore for you.
We're too hardcore, and we all know women can't be hardcore. And she's like, you fuckers.
She's like, oh, dye my hair pink. And they're like, not enough.
Not good enough. Not good enough. So then the festival starts getting rained out. And then she's like, this is pathetic fallacy in action because I am depressed and the rain is ruining this music festival. But then you meet our second main character who's kind of unhinged and he just comes out. He's all, you don't see his face. He comes out. The rain is pouring down. People are trying to leave. And he just starts fucking going ham on a piano. Okay.
First she's already playing drum. She's already playing.
She starts drumming. She gets She gets knocked over while trying to pack up her drums. And this person was insane because if I knocked over someone putting away drums, I would immediately be like, "Let me help you pack up your drums."
Yeah,
exactly.
Like I would be so sad. I'd be like,
"Oh my god,
I will pay for this.
Right? I can't oh my god, I cannot believe I knocked over someone trying to pack up drums. I am such a dick. I will help you." But in the world of fiction, people are just a-holes. Yeah. So they're like, okay, like, oh yeah, my bad for walking into a woman carrying a huge ass drum that I cleared, like, oh, I didn't see her. I don't know. So she's just like really frustrated and decides to drum out her feelings. And so she's going ham on the drums in the rain. And then he comes out on stage and he starts going ham on the piano. And they're just going ham at opposite ends. And then he gets hit by lightning. And then the show starts. Then
that was the first 5 minutes.
That was the first 5 minutes of the show. Very fun. You then find out that her life, there's been a time jump. and she ain't doing much better. She has not been put in a new band. She keeps,
It's been 3 years.
It's been 3 years. She's still trying. She's at the cusp of quitting. She's like, I can't do this anymore. Like, it's getting too disheartening. And then she works part-time at a little cafe, and she gets asked to deliver some curry.
And she was specifically
asked. They asked for her by name, which suspicious.
Yeah,
but in the
little
world
weird.
of the show, totally fine.
Is this ever
of course,
explained?
No, it doesn't. They barely did like recon. It's fine. So she shows up at this house where 3 musicians are, well, like 2 musicians and 1 crazy man who also happens to be a musician. Are like, oh, good, you're here. We're a band now. And she's like, huh? And then it sort of goes on from there about them becoming a band and debuting and doing all this. That's the basic plot. There's a lot more to it, but that's like the basic plot of like, what is this show kind of about?
Yeah.
Because it's about a lot of things.
And like what Natalia said, like that's the first 15 minutes of the first episode.
Yes.
And then you go from there. Like,
yes.
Right?
But that's the basic synopsis of leading you in.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I thought it was one of the strongest, like I finished, like at that point, the title card goes up and I was like, I think that was one of the strongest opening 15 minutes of a show that I've seen recently. Like it was so solidly filmed. The music was good.
Oh, the filming is beautiful.
Film is incredible. It's so gorgeous to watch.
Yeah.
And they told you the story, and the story made sense, and I knew exactly what was going on, but like it just flowed. It was good. It was like, oh, this is gonna be good. I like it.
And good it was. Because it continues on where you find out about all the people that interact with this band and all of the history
and his backstory
and his backstory and like the thing about it is like it's her journey, but it's all informed by everyone else's backstories.
Yeah.
Whereas like hers was like you were discriminated against for being a woman. And now you're with a bunch of the 3 of the coolest, non-sexist dudes in Japan. They don't really care your gender. They just want you to drum, baby.
Yeah.
And, you know, growing as a band and meeting a variety of colorful characters while doing so.
Yeah.
What
this is hard because like I'm like, what do we?
One little factual thing I do want to throw out is the lead fella, Sato Tekeru. He is also one of the producers of the show, of the series.
Yes.
His first producing role too.
That's cool.
So I thought that was really cool.
One of the
and he like did a lot of like technically the casting. He was like, "Oh my gosh, you're great. Can you join this drama with me?"
That's
so
cool.
It's got like a art imitating life kind of situation going on. And he's singing during the entire. Everybody is doing what you see them do is what they're actually doing. Like they're all playing their instruments. They're all singing.
I was losing my mind about that, like actually the whole time because it's so good. Like even just the music, specifically keyboard. I'm like, what are we doing? Like. How are we doing
my husband
this?
My husband was like, oh, is it actually the actors singing? I'm like, honey, it's the actors doing everything. Like they went nuts for this show.
Because I mean,
like a fair bit of them are like former, J-pop artists. So you have that, but like not a lot of them are like they're in J-pop groups. They're not in like bands. It's not like what they're known for now, too. Like
when they're showing, you know how they do so often when it's a piano player or a keyboardist, and it's like they show the hands, then they show the face, and you're like, oh, okay. Or when they show it from a distance, it's always like kind of in shadow, so that like
so you don't know who it is.
No, they're like on a weird angle, so you can see it all at the same time, and you're like, that person's fingers are moving across that keyboard, like you know. I'm sure if I was like somebody from like React to the K or something, I might be like, well, that actually didn't completely match up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're fine.
They're not going to be perfect. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, because like obviously they don't like the final music that you hear is not what they would be playing in that scene because that's just how sound design works in any stretch of the imagination.
This is not like it's not really a spoiler because you won't get it. Like, but there's one time where he's just like singing into his phone and it's like fully produced.
Yeah, it's absolutely. But it's like that's just that's just how that works.
Yeah,
but like the music, all the music is good. Like they have other like when it starts, the whole thing. First episode starts at this music festival, and there's this band playing, and it's awesome. Like, and then there's like. All the music is good to listen to, like, which is really nice. It's nice when you're like,
I really liked that lead guy, Rage. I wish he was in it more. I would watch.
Yeah, like the other band, like what was it, like Z1 or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, there's a few other bands and singers that get introduced that interact with them. What's the name of the punk band? It's not really a punk band. But,
Overchrome.
Like they're a punk band. Overchrome, which is like their rival, quote unquote. They're not really rivals. Like there's it's a one-sided rivalry that's been happening. Pretty much, this show is the story of a lot of people who have a one-sided rivalry with a dude who does not realize they don't like him.
No. He just cares about music. Like he's like,
I mean, a lot of the show's just hapless dude is hated by people, and he doesn't realize it. Like that's like a large portion.
The reason, like he doesn't. Yeah. It's not even that he doesn't realize it. He just doesn't care because all he sees in the person is that they actually truly love music. So he's going to never hate them because of that. And that's like his biggest thing is that he's finding these people who he knows that they truly love music, and he specifically zeroes in on them. Yeah. And is like, this is a person that I'm going to devote time to in some respect because they also love what I like cannot live without in my life.
Yeah. Well, like in the second episode when the former producer partner dude is like, I need you to work with this singer or whatever. And he's like, okay. And like his band is like, no, stop it. You know what he did to you last time? You know, and he's like, it's about the music. You know, like he's just like, they need help and I want to help them make the best music. So, okay. And they're just like,
he
has some self-preservation, my dude.
He has none. He has absolutely no survival instinct, no concept of real world dynamics in any way. All he cares about is delivering the best possible piece of music that haunts him his every waking moment.
And that the person who's doing it is also giving their best and their true performance self.
And that's
I will say...
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, so the show overall, it is show... When we're saying these things, that sounds like really over... Like, if you haven't seen it, it sounds really over dramatic.
It's not.
It's not, but I will say the entire show, even when it's showing these dramatics of this, it still is slicker and more fun to watch than real life would not be this enjoyable.
Yeah, no.
I'm just putting that out. And like this, it would not, and real life would not be a fun time. Like it would be really not cool.
Yeah.
And I was actually, it's so funny because I was actually telling Sky this the other day when she got a new mic. So we were testing out the mic to make sure it worked. And I was like, I actually watched the real life version of how this plays out. And it's the movie Whiplash. And I've never had more anxiety in my life. Like, it was the most stressful watching experience I've ever experienced.
So if you're like worried about this one, it's not that.
Yeah, like it never goes there.
Like, it's like drummer and genius, musical genius, like doing, interacting. It's not like Whiplash. You're going to feel good watching this one in a way that you never will watching Whiplash. Still a great movie. Worst watching experience of my life. Like,
one of the things I really like about, like, when we're talking about him wanting to, like, pull the best sound out of everybody, that's, like, his whole concept for this band is that he is going to take the four best at what they do and put them in a room and say, be your best. Like, don't be what I want you to be. Like, we're not going to try and have a sound. I want you to go as hard on the keyboards in the way that you want to right now. And you do what you want to do with the guitar, and you do what you want to do on the drums. And we are going to just put it together, and then it's going to work. And everyone's like, that's not how music works. And he's like, it will be. Like,
when I compose, it will be.
That's what you think. Yeah, finger guns. It's going to now. It's the show, and like the first 2 episodes really set you up for the vibe that you're going to get for the rest of the show. Yeah, Amanda, you're gonna love it. Okay?
I already do. Like, I love it so much. And I'm like,
I will say there is a trigger. There are a couple trigger warnings. Like, I will say throughout the show. Yeah, well, I mean there is blood at one point. There is.
In the first couple episodes, they talk about suicide and stuff, but they do talk about it. About
depression, definitely.
How musical geniuses often,
okay,
are
that
not
does get
wrong
brought
for
up
the
a fair
world,
bit,
right?
Yes, that gets brought
and you
up
know what?
Bit.
That's sort of like a very true statement that this is one of the rare shows that actually gets genius correct, whereas he's very talented and he's very special and he's 1 in a million, but you don't want to be him.
Yeah.
You shouldn't want to be him. Like,
you look at him and you're like,
no, I don't want to be
I mean, like,
man.
one of his shticks is that he's just, like, always popping out from underneath the blanket. He's just, like, in the room the entire time everybody's talking, and then he just, like, pops up, and they're like, how long have you been there? And he's like, oh, hi, everyone.
He's like, oh, hello. I was just, I fell asleep because I didn't eat.
Right.
And so I just sort of passed out here. Please wheel me away on a dolly.
Because that's like
which does happen in the show. He gets wheeled away on a dolly out of a room.
And like the flip side of it is that he's often fainting and they're covering him up with a blanket or they're wrapping a scarf around him because it's actually gotten quite cold in the room and he just didn't notice because he's in the zone. And it's like, sir, you need to eat something and take a nap. Like, please. Just
pulling him out of traffic.
Yeah.
Like, just no self-preservation because he is haunted constantly.
So, like,
by music.
But in the show, it's like slightly charming. Like, you just know in real life this would be such a problem. Like,
in real life, he would need
around him
full-time caretaker.
Yes. Yeah,
like, legit. Like,
you probably also would be doing things that you're like, this is really disgusting. Like, you can't actually
like you would forget to bathe and stuff. Like,
I mean,
but he always looks put together here.
Like, listen, let's
it's
be honest when we say it, like, it is still Sato Takaro. So like, listen, he does, like, at times, like, when they're like have scenes of them performing on stage, that man is the sweatiest you've ever seen, and he looks like he just ran a marathon, which you never look good after you ran a marathon, but he still looks pretty good. He looks as good as you could look in that moment. But like, in real life, it would be a lot more dubious.
I feel like in the first couple of episodes, Makita Kaida, or is it Machida or Makita? Machida. Okay. Machida Kaida is like, he just is like the embodiment of like a deep sigh all the time with this character. Like,
that just continues.
He's very much the like competent older brother too.
Yes, he
like he's the one. He's like, well, I guess I have to like take care of everyone here, and he does. Like he like takes care of mostly
dad,
of
you know,
but like he does like talk to everyone. He talks to the manager. He talks to them, and he's always kind of like silently there, just like, okay,
he's making sure everyone has food. He's making sure everyone takes breaks. He's like, and you're just like, okay.
Now it was funny. I was telling the girls when when I started watching it, I didn't know who was in it other than Sato Takaro, and so I had no idea who anybody was. And you're about in that first 15 minutes, she's in, delivering the curry, whatever, and somebody walks up behind her and she turns around and goes, and then they pan to his face and I'm like, because I didn't realize that it was going to be Machida Kaida. Like, and it was like, oh, okay. And then it took me until like the second episode before I realized that like the keyboardist was Shisun Jun.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. Like, it was just like, I was very excited because I'm like, I know you.
The cast on
this
and
I know you.
Is pretty stellar. I think we should like go through the cast. So for our main role, like, well, I guess I kind of feel like the female characters in the main role, but like
I think so.
What everybody else in the world thinks is the main role is Sato Takaru. He plays Naoki, so he's like the music genius that we've been talking about. And everybody knows who he is now, right? Like, I don't have to say that he's like in Marry My Husband, Incurable Case of whatever, that Doctor One, I think is one of the first ones that really international people really loved him in. First Love, which we have a full episode on, so you could like listen to that.
The Cells at Work live action movie.
Yes.
He was indeed him and his crunchy wig against the world.
We have an episode about that. And then we have Miyazaki Yu, who's played Akane, who's the drummer. I personally have never seen her in anything, and it looks like she mostly is kind of like guest roles, minor roles. Like, she has at least one or two main roles, but nothing that I can see, and nothing that I can see that like I have seen on like Viki. So I feel like she's probably like less known because of that. And then we have, of course, our long-haired beauty, Machida Kaita, who plays Sho. He's the guitarist.
And we also have a whole episode about him, too. So
him and Cherry Magic. Obviously, Cherry Magic's like his biggest, at least in the international side, but like it's one of his biggest roles. And then we have Shisun Jun, who is Kazushi, who's the pianist, and he also composes a lot of stuff. Actually,
and he plays like beats and like bass, and he does everything. He's like the all around kind of like, guy.
Yeah, audio engineer type guy too. I think all of us most know him from Kimi wa Peto. He was the puppy, and if you look at his eyes, he still has those puppy dog eyes.
Yeah, so. He does indeed.
It was funny because like I didn't recognize him until the second episode, and I think part of it is because he's so solemn in this, and in he's such a puppy. He's so happy and boisterous all the time with a big grin on his face and all this stuff. And it was like, I think halfway through the second episode when he sort of turns to her and like kind of smiles at her, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's you.
So I've actually seen a show that Shisun Jun and Machida Kaita were in together, Life as a Girl. I don't think it's out. I'm praying that Netflix someday brings it up, but it's about Shisun Jun, he plays a trans woman in that show, and it's really cool. It's really good show.
They were also both in Yu Yu Hakusho.
That's true.
On Netflix. So
which is also
that one's on Netflix, so you can definitely watch. Very different vibe. He does not play a trans
woman.
Very different.
You can't win everyone, I guess.
Listen, you can't always do it. You know?
It's fine.
So him and Machida Kaita have worked together several times.
Yeah.
So.
I think this is the first time I feel like I remember look at an interview that Sato Takaru has never worked with Machida Kaita before, but he saw him and he was like, "Oh, you're great. I want you." Yoink. We also have Suda Misaki, who I like also think that like a lot of people won't pick up on like visually because he's so drastically different.
He looks very different in this than his usual look.
Heavy makeup, but he's one that like everybody knows. I think for the most part, especially for like international, Don't Call It Mystery is probably the biggest one he's done, because it's definitely was maybe it's still on Viki.
It is,
but he also was the main lead on Pretty Proofreader, which was on Viki at one point, and it's he's on another show on Netflix, but I'm not gonna say what it is because it's technically a spoiler.
Okay. Yes. I was also considering that as well, because he's sort of a special reveal right at the end of He's like that one, so we're gonna let it. We're gonna listen. If you go to his IMDb, like not his, if you go to his My Drama List page, you'll figure out which one we're talking about. Because there's only like one other Netflix specific one, but like
anyway,
he's great. He's great.
Some of the, I don't know how like much we want to go into. I think like Fujiki, no Hito. That's hard. I'm sorry. He plays Ichidai, who is the former partner of Naoki, and kind of the main antagonist of the whole show.
He's got some lovely emo bangs throughout the whole thing.
He's in a bunch of stuff that like there are like things that like I know show up here and there on, like, I know Anti-Hero is on Netflix currently. It's Fixer is on Viki. I know him from Last Cinderella. He's the owner of the beauty shop. Last Cinderella also used to be on Viki. I don't think it's there anymore. It was like one of the first
right now.
It might be. Do you remember when Viki rolled out that program to like help you learn?
Yeah.
Do you remember that? The Last Cinderella was one of the first ones they did for the Japanese side.
Cool.
That's fun.
Yeah, but there's like a ton of people in this cast also, in like in regards to the music. Yojiro Noda, who is from Radwimps, he did most of the composition for it. You can tell. So you can very much tell.
There's a certain sound to it that comes out. Yes.
From One OK Rock also did some things, and a couple of other J-Rock musicians also did some things with this as well. So it's a pretty stacked cast.
The lady who plays the sort of like mother figure or cool aunt, like owner of that she works at is you, which I was like, she looks sort of familiar, and then I looked her up and I was like, okay, I don't recognize her name at all, but like I'm sure I have seen her because she's got just a huge list of credits, and she's a huge personality and a former musician and stuff, and you could just kind of tell from the way she's presented in the beginning. You're like,
I feel like you're someone
that, like other people in Japan are like, ooh, right?
She's got the like very cool, chill, like
vibe.
Like you can tell, like you're like, okay, this is a musician, like at some point, or some artist.
Yeah,
for sure.
I will say, I feel like the way that My Drama List has people listed as main and support roles is literally insane. It's literally insane because all 4 of the band members are main roles. And they're only Sato Tagoro is listed as a main role, which is crazy.
Because if you were going to pick one,
did that,
I would pick
should
her.
Be Akane's character.
Like, it is. She's in every single scene. I mean, in the first 2 episodes, anyway.
Yeah,
scene you never see.
The story is told through her eyes,
and not only that. Way back when they first announced this, I found out through a press release on Netflix's side, and Netflix specifically like pinpoints that like it's about the drummer first. Like the way that the copy was, it was very much about her, the drummer, and then all the other guys, and then they like listed all the like actors who are going to be in. And I was like, oh my gosh, what are we doing with this drama? I can't wait a year. What?
And then you did. And was it worth the year wait, Jessie?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like, my expectations were high, but dang, like, it's good.
Yes. So it's nice when things live up to like what you want.
Yeah.
Which is so rare in this world full of disappointments that you can be like, no, actually, this was sick as hell. Thank you.
Like, it's visually stunning to watch. Like, the way that they do so many things where he is inspired by all the sounds around him, and then they will like show the vibration of the raindrop or something and how that's like inspiring him. And so like they do really cool things visually, but then also sonically it's really good. Like, it's just great. And it's like, I kind of came out of like the first episode and I said, oh, this show was made for people who like music. It's made for people who like music, and by people who like music. Like, it is about music, and and the people are just there to drive the music and the story of music and how it affects you and how it brings people together and how it everything, and just oh, this is okay. So I can see why some people might not enjoy it, because people who don't love music might not love this, because
I do think that you don't get the connection with the drama if there's not a love of music, or
music. A love, not just a love, but a respect of music.
Yeah, a respect of music. And I don't think you need to have made music or studied music.
No.
Although I do think that if you have,
that helps.
It does help, and it is fun to watch on that side. But
I did think
you
watching
have to love music to love this drama.
I did think watching it that I would love to see React to the K react to this show, because I feel like they would really enjoy it, and they would get things out of it that I'm not getting.
Love sound design on this, especially some of the the background music, because it just goes crazy sometimes, and it just evokes the emotion that's going on, or what the power play that's going on. It's just incredible that way. And they did we didn't say this, but they do an interesting thing with the episodes. Well, kind of interesting, but every episode's a different song that is presented, and it kind of ties with the main person subject, because they start to highlight more about the other characters and their stories behind them.
That's cool. I did look it up, and there's a a 10-track album on Spotify. You can go listen to all the music. And it's great.
I didn't get to watch it, but Sato Takaru just put a music video up on his YouTube. I saw it on my notifications earlier, and then I just forgot about it. And then,
I know within the after that first 5 minutes of the show, I was like, "Oh, inject this into my veins." For me, this will be my entire personality for the next 5 years. This will be my top drama of the year. I call it now.
It's very it is currently
I was assuming that after the first episode, but I was like, okay, let's see how it goes. Just I'll be fair, right?
Okay, they could have just come out. They could have come out swinging, and then maybe it'll get a little worse.
As I continued, and then it finished, I was like, yep. That's
oh wait, that was a banger. That was fucking sick as hell. Okay.
Now what I do want to say is if someone that hasn't watched it, or if you're just starting to watch it, for me, I think if you like K-pop just stay with me here. If you like K-pop Demon Hunters,
you're this is just it all makes sense by the end. It'll all come full circle. Don't worry. Stay with me.
If part of the thing that you liked about K-pop Demon Hunters was the power of friendship and music type vibes of that, that is the same thing in this show. If it is if it is kind of about the unification of music with people and stuff, and the power of that,
this is the grown realism version of that. It's
is it still is it hyper realistic? No, but it is pretty and it is fun. And I mean, it's something that I will probably just pop this on in the background, because the music and the vibe of the show is so
good. It's so good. It's so the music goes so hard, and yet somehow it also feels soft. The show, the filming of it and stuff often feels very soft, even when things are very intense or whatever. It still has kind of this softness to it that I really appreciated. So
it's warm.
It's warm, but I also like how this drama is just it shows how joyful and inspiring making music with other people who also love music is. It really does touch in on that, especially because I think the female's part. I forgot her name already because I don't have it up. Akane, like her journey is throughout the entire series. Yeah. Unlike a lot of the others, like you see her entire journey throughout the series. And so it's just like really special to be watching it and just like kind of seeing how like it can help you grow as a person too. And it like, and also develop like relationships that you would never expect. And like they do, this is, you haven't gone to this, Amanda, but it's not like spoiler. It does the thing that like, I can bring it back to K-pop Demon Hunters too. It does the thing where they show
full circle continues.
Full circle, how inspiring the music is for the people out in the audience, which is something that K-pop Demon Hunters also does. They show how like the audience, like how reacts. The music feels for them.
Well, and there's even an appreciation of showing kind of the fan experience. So it's not just like the reaction to this one song. It's also the fans cheering for them, like kind of like they did with K-pop, like the fans waiting and being excited, the fans being concerned, like all these things. It's very similar in that way, in my opinion. Like, so I'm just saying, K-pop Demon Hunter stans, still go check out Glass Heart. Yes. I think you would really like it. Like, I actually think that you would really like it. Because some people love K-pop Demon Hunters because of like the action and just the slickness and it's fun or what, and that's totally cool. But like if the music aspect was like a huge driving force of that for you, like really check out Glass Heart, because I think you'd have a really good time.
Because I mean, K-pop Demon Hunters like escaped the bubble. It it's not just the kids, it's not just the K-pop fans. It's really found the music people out there in the world, like they are loving the music. And I think if you're somebody who loves music, you're going to appreciate the storytelling and what you get here.
Agreed.
And
will you finish watching it, Amanda?
Oh yeah, I definitely will. I watched probably, I think I watched like an episode and a half yesterday, and I had, only got like a little bit in the day before, but it was like, okay, I got to get it all. I have to make the time to watch it, because like I just was not having the time. And then it was like, oh, okay. And then it was like, oh, okay, I'll just find things to do so that I can sit here and justify watching it, because I'm enjoying watching it. Like,
I will say that, like, even though they kind of vary a little bit episode to episode, you're looking at about 35 minutes, maybe 40 minutes episodes. So it is easier in that as well. There's a little bit less like screen time than your average, even just like average J drama.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, part of my problem is that I'm using it on, my phone. And so then you have to find the time when you can sit with your little screen, right? Like, it doesn't work so well for like, it can't be on in the kitchen while I'm doing stuff, because I need to be able to read the tiny little letters on my tiny little screen. So, yeah.
So, Amanda, shall we bid ye adieu? The spoiler portion of the evening. So, now that it's just us three,
let's spoil it.
Real. We can get down to spoilers. That's right. It's time for the spoiler portion of the evening. So you have been warned. The spoilers start now. This is a whole new... Listen, we're doing a whole new format of this episode.
Yeah, we didn't even think we were going to do it this way.
Mix-ups are mix-ups. What can you do? Time for some spoilers. So, past this point, this is the line in the sand that if you go past it, you're in spoiler town. That's your last warning. Oh boy, did a lot of stuff happen in this show.
A lot of stuff that I wasn't even expecting to happen.
Listen, no, when they pulled out that punk rock singer was his half brother, I was like, oh shit, this makes so much fucking sense. Because like, there's no reason he should be so like mean spirited to him. But it's like, yeah, if you're the other musically inclined non-genius with a musical genius, you're good to like crazy.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. I was like, oh, that's so good. What else? Oh, he's dying?
Yes. That was so funny when Amanda was talking about things. I was like, oh, you're catching up on like some of the things that are happening.
Yeah. No, when Jessie came in, not to this call before we started recording, not realizing that Amanda had misunderstood and only watched the first 2 episodes. Amanda and I were just talking about like someone who had gotten like a cancer diagnosis, and Jessie was like, "Oh, this must be like because of the show," but luckily didn't say anything because the big reveal is that the musical genius has a brain tumor.
Yeah.
And if he continues to go as hard as he only knows how to go, he gonna die real quick. And he does not care because he has absolutely no survival instinct whatsoever.
And he's in a very, like, the position that if he doesn't have music, he doesn't have life.
What's the point of living? What's the point of living if you're not making music and sharing it with people and giving people the best that you can be? We got another reveal. Old Emo Bangs is in like a Salieri Mozart from Amadeus situation where he's like let himself become so jealous of this guy's talent that he then ripped him off. But the guy's just like does not care that he got ripped off. He's like, if that's what makes you happy, like, I still get to make music. I don't care. And is trying everything to like ruin the band because of his jealousy, because he wants him to come make music anonymously for him again.
Because also it like showcases like one of the bigger ones where he's not like Sato's character is not like going after him because he sees that he doesn't care about music, so therefore it's useless to him. And like
he only cares about fame.
Like Ichida's Dai, on the other hand, is like he doesn't understand it because he just thinks that everybody's there for fame. Even the girl, we didn't really talk about the female singer who's a big part of this.
A big part past episode 2. She becomes a very big part of the show, but I don't even think that she's been encountered by Amanda yet. So
he's been working with her, and he's like, he just thinks that like everybody is here just to get popular and just to get recognized. And he doesn't understand how all these people, even though they are really popular, are doing it for the love of the craft.
Yeah.
Like even the girl that he's using, like he doesn't realize that she's not going to like play around with it. Like when she starts to realize like all the stuff that he's been doing to get her the songs that she didn't realize that was happening. Like he thought that she would just be fine with it because she just wants to be popular. But she's like, no, I want to sing.
I actually want to make beautiful music, like meaningful music.
That's what I was doing before. And now you're telling me that my whole career is a lie because of that. And I never had a say in it.
Mm. Yeah. And so she then, I love when he's like, I own her. Like, she knows that without me, she's nothing. And she's like, bet, bitch. I'm going to get drunk and give the most messy live stream you've ever. I'm going to read you I'm exposing everything you've been up to, bitch. And then he's like, and it's like, you get what's coming to you sort of situation happening. What I sort of like really loved about this is while like earlier I was saying like the whiplash thing, it never actually makes it seem like being a genius is a good thing. Mm-hmm. Like, despite the fact that he's making beautiful music and he has these people who genuinely love him, it is very clear as an audience and other people who meet him that they don't want to be him, and being him would be an awful experience.
Yeah.
It's a big burden.
It's a huge burden, and it has made his life unlivable except for this one thing that is the only thing his brain will allow him to do. So it's very honestly treated like the mental illness that it very much is. Because I don't know if anyone listening to this knows, the average genius has the worst life you've ever seen. Just geniuses in historically not living good lives, really not. Things do not work out well for geniuses. So every time I hear someone being like, oh, like I wish, like, oh, I hope your kid grows up to be a genius, I'm like, don't curse that. Don't put that curse on this child. That is not a good thing. Being average is great, guys. Being average. You can always work hard to get better at things.
You can always be like a Kane. She
just works hard, and she she put her soul into it and got good results and had fun doing it. I just think that this show is very special.
It is so special. One of the things that I really liked about it was it, like, I think maybe some people might not like, especially if you're not into music, and the like spectacular points, the very, very far from reality type points, but like the way that they do it is so good. Like the music stage, like their first music stage thing that like happens. So like all these things happen where like they don't have like backing tracks, they don't have this and then like Akane like ends up getting locked on a boat that's like being taken out.
That was so funny.
Like, and she's like,
that's probably the most like, unrealistic part of the whole show.
Middle of the water, and then they come up to find her, and they're just like filming crews everywhere, and they just do their performance out on the boats. But it's just like so much fun. It's just like
there's so much joy to it.
Yes.
And what I actually really liked about that scene is because before this scene, like the singer who hasn't quite her and Akane become really quite good friends by the end of the show. But she's like, oh, like being the drummer means you're behind everyone. You're always behind looking at everyone performing in front of you. Like you're never in the spotlight. And then in that scene right after this happens, they put her directly in the middle of the boat so that she is literally the spotlight of this band. And I was like, that's actually a very fun like little bit that they did, because they're like, but it doesn't matter if the drummer positionally is behind everyone, because without the drummer you can't keep the beat. Like you'd be lost. So it's like, it's sort of like the heart of the band is this drummer, surrounded by just some dysfunctional men who are doing their best.
But they're very sweet to her. They're like
they're all very nice
to her. Like they're all everyone loves each other. It's just very nice.
As far as I'm concerned, it's a polycule, sometimes platonic, sometimes not. It's cool.
It's you know what? It's fine.
Sometimes the singer's involved, sometimes not. It's cool. Like the girl singer.
I will say, I thought it didn't really need a romantic plot line,
it really
but
didn't.
I'm not really upset about it. Like, I'm not like, oh, that ruined the whole thing, because it didn't. It was fine. But like, it was like, this is a really depressing, doomed romance that
it
frankly,
kind of like, but like, I didn't care for it, but like, I also didn't hate it, because it also didn't take up a lot of like the real estate with
space.
The like, and also it was much more like, and they even kind of talk about it in the show, it's like her first crush, so it's just like she's it's just like a first thing, and that like it just happened. I mean, she's like seeing someone she's like admires so much, and I think that's just like a very common kind of like situation.
I felt like it luckily any aspect of the romance thing really didn't mess up the tone too bad, so it didn't bother me too much. Like, to me, I kind of thought there was going to be kind of the crush thing, like as far as a confession of a crush, and then the rejection, and then I thought we'd leave it there. Like, I thought that would be
and everyone would just get over it, and it'd be fine.
But but the way it ended up handled, I was because it didn't mess up the tone, and because we still centered music, we did not all of a sudden center that or something. Like, I was totally fine with it. It really didn't bother me that much.
We also have the bigger plot with Toya when he gets stabbed.
Oh, that was... See, what I liked about it is that there's a cliffhanger episode that ends with him getting stabbed. This is the half-brother we're speaking of. And it makes it really look... And then that was where I paused. I think that was episode 5 that happened.
It was pretty much halfway,
Yeah, and then I had stopped for the evening, and so that episode, there's the situation is there's like a fan who like calls out to him, and he like ignores her, and it really made it seem at the end of that episode like she was the one who stabbed him,
because she told him like a stuffed animal, and it gets
with his
blood
name
on it,
and covered in blood. And then I was like, oh shit, they're gonna sang his ass? Like, oh my god, this is an interesting plot. But then it turns out, no, it was actually a far more relevant situation to society as a whole, where it was just a random misogynist doing a random stabbing of a woman he saw. Yeah. And then this, not ill-mannered, like rude, seemingly hates all of his fans, singer fucking books it and jumps in front of her and gets stabbed instead. And he's like, okay, girl, you just go. I'm gonna call the police. Like, don't worry. Go listen to the music. You don't want to miss
see you at
show.
The concert
and she's
later.
Yeah, see you at the concert. I'm gonna be fine. And she's like, like
it was so sweet.
It was very sweet. And then it led to this. You think to yourself, like, oh, this doesn't have everyone for everyone. Like, it can't possibly have a open-ended possible BL subplot. Maybe?
Yes, absolutely.
Could it? And I was like, wait.
I mean, like, in my head it does.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, it absolutely. Listen. Okay, so then you find out that him and his bandmate have a complicated, possibly sexual relation. There's something there. Okay, there's something there with him and his bandmate. There's
even if it's just like a Muse type situation, like there's something going on.
There's something going on there. Like there was some erotic neck holding, and
I don't like your music, but like I think it's good. Yeah,
like it's technically good. It may not be to your style, but.
You're like,
but no, I was like, oh,
like
a little
really
bit of
sad at the hospital when he's there.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, we've got a little bit of a little hint of some old man yaoi happening with these middle-aged rockers. Okay. By the way, old man yaoi, I need to say it again. I know I said it before. It's just if you're over 30. Yeah. Like, it really, there's that counts as old man yaoi, okay? Yeah. Like, I'm not saying that they're actually old. They're like 31.
None of these, like, except until you get to, like, I guess, like, the producer guy that like he used to work with, all those they are all younger than me. So there's not a single person on that cast that's like older than me.
We like to have a little bit of fun here. This is just a term. If you're over 30, it's old man yaoi. Okay, that's just like just the reality of how it works. Okay, no, this show's got it all.
It does.
It's got it all.
And then the last episode was really fun because it was like almost like a reunion concert.
Yeah.
Too. Like everybody just kept on showing up. Like, cause there's a lot of like the plots in the show, like if they like they'll resolve and that character kind of goes away for the rest of the show. And so like you see the old manager and like the singer comes back and just like all this stuff. And it was just like a lot of fun the way that they set it up to be this like big concert of just performing all the songs we had just heard throughout the series.
Yeah. And the episode was shorter than the other episode.
Yes.
Because it just took place over the course of this actual concert that they're putting on.
Mm-hmm.
So it was basically like someone set at a festival.
Yeah.
Is precisely how it was set up. And it was really good. So you got you got the show and you got a little bit of a sweet, concert epilogue. So it's like you're, having a perfect end to this situation.
Well, I think also, so we talked earlier about how a big part of the like plot pertains to just as far as the difficulty of genius and things like that. But I think what continued with, so like to me that was kind of the first half-ish or kind of the middle-ish of the show. But then I feel like we kind of got to where I'm not saying that Tin Blank, the name of the band, Tin Blank, is more important to him than music. It's not, but like they became very, very important to him, which is quite the thing because of their relationship through music and stuff. He became very, very close to them because they got to where they were communicating not even just through words but through music. So even if they were so even if there was frustration or something like that, sometimes he was like pretty much play your guitar at me about it, and I will understand more of what you're feeling than us having this conversation right now. And that sounds like really whatever, but they got to where they kind of had all of their own communication stuff, and then especially when there was the reveal of his illness and, you know, possible breakup and all these things. Mm-hmm. And he kind of won them back with like a love letter to that, like to the band essentially, and to who they are like as a unit. And I thought that was all very found family. Like I thought it was all very, very sweet, very deep, very cool. And it still was centered all around music and all these things. But I thought that the interplay of relationships within the music for the band was really neat. And even the communication thing, like I just said. But I really did appreciate it, because to me, whenever the second to last episode was kind of happening and he was kind of trying to win them back, like as far as, please understand, I still really want to do this. Mm-hmm. Can you hear that through this song that I just wrote to all of, like, do you hear it essentially? And then they're like, I hear it. Yeah, you got, like, I understand what you're saying now, essentially. And yeah, I'm sure there are people that this show probably isn't for, but like if you deeply love music, and to me, I have had plenty of experiences with concerts and things, feeling like an elevated spiritual experience, essentially, just like being in a space, like experience, and especially within a crowd, especially if you're singing all these things, but just that interplay of music in a large space with people and stuff. Like, it's really, really cool. And if that is not something, because some people don't like dig concerts, some people, like, it's not their jam, totally fine. But I do think that, like, if that's at all part of your experience in life, you will probably enjoy this. But I do think if you don't really have much enjoyment of that, it might just be a fascinating watch. Like, as far as, I don't really get it, but interesting. Like, it's probably still a pretty watch. But as far as, I don't know, if you haven't felt deeply emotionally moved by music, it would be an interesting thing to ask somebody who, like, doesn't really connect with music in that way, like how they would.
It would be interesting to ask my mom what she thought about it, to be honest. Because my mom has like a ear problem where all music sounds incredibly tinny to her, so she doesn't enjoy listening to music.
Would that be tough for her to watch, really then?
It would be tough for her to watch, and also I wonder if she would like connect with the characters, because the fun part about my family is all four of us that she raised, because reblended families, were incredibly musical, and so we were all in music from like the age of 3 onwards, and so she valued music as a thing that she knew was important, but that she personally couldn't engage very deeply in because she has an ear problem. So I'm just wondering what she would think about it.
Yeah, that would be an interesting thing, because the plot's still good. Like, yeah, it is, but like music is at the heart of everything we're doing.
Well, also, like, one of the things that this show does, it really kind of focuses on like specific like issues that are very much like music or like entertainment issues that I think the general populace like thinks of when they think of like being in the spotlight and being in all this stuff. So like, and it does it in a way where it kind of shows that it's just like, why are you still doing this if there's like this severe competition and like people are stealing your artwork and all this stuff? And it always goes back to loving the music and continuing to love the music and continue to make the music. And that's why you do it. And the passion for that is more inspiring and rewarding to your life than worrying about like all this other stuff that's going to make you stop.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's sort of, what I like is sort of the contrast where it's like, that's why the 3 non-geniuses in this band continue to do it. But the reason he does is because he cannot do anything else. And that his whole passion is all of his passion. He doesn't have passion for anything else in his life. So why would he care if someone steals his music? Because he'll just make more, and someone still got to listen to it, and he made that sound at the end of the day. And so it's really interesting like thing to think about, like, you know, because I think a lot of musicians that, you know, a lot of incredibly talented musicians never make a cent off of their music.
Yeah.
And like, you know, and but they don't stop doing it. I think it's the same in a lot of the arts anyway. Like that's just a thing in the arts, not just music, but like, you know, visual arts, animation, acting, you know, whatever. A lot of people do it even though it is detrimental to their lives to keep doing it, because they love it so deeply, that the thought of not doing it is impossible to consider. It's just anathemic to their whole existence. And the show really highlighted that nicely.
One relationship that I do want to highlight again, like re-talk about, is the relationship to the stepbrother, like the Toya character, and how they had that whole episode of, there's just so many dynamics between them. There's a lot going on there.
There's a lot going on. A lot of history between these two.
The way they wrote a very similar melody, like, and then they thought that Toya stole it, and it's not. It's because they had a shared history, because Toya's mom, which was,
because no one knew they were related.
Stepmom. It was a whole. She's the one that had them have that melody originally when they were kids, and then that shows this whole flashback and all these things. But I thought all that was like very, very, like, I thought it was a great little not really side story, but an aspect of the story that it really deepened our understanding, not really of our genius guy, but definitely of the brother character. Like,
and also like the way that they interact in the world. Both of them love music, but the way that they interact with it is wildly different, and like the way that they let it affect their lives is also very different. And then it also just, you know, went into, you know, the dynamics of living with genius, which is just as bad for people who live with geniuses as it is for geniuses themselves. But like in a way that it's just like, no, like he hates him, but he loves him so much at the same time. You know what I mean? It was well done. Like just everything about this was well done.
In the hospital, it was very like, you know, there was an apology. I mean, it was all very heartfelt. It didn't feel like overdone. It just felt like pretty simple, really. And that's what I liked about a lot of aspects of this show. It's such a short series, to be quite honest with you, that if we have a little tussle, we pretty much fix it pretty quick. And we push on to then have a concert together. Like, that is what we're doing. Like, and so it's a pretty fun ride, because it's not like this extended tension. Together. Yeah, like, because it's all about like, got to do the performance together. And I loved when Toya came to that reunion concert at the end. Like, that was really fun. The way they did that concert was so good.
Everyone came in, okay? Everyone was coming in and giving a nice, like, end cap to their plot.
Yeah.
It was well done. The show is excellent.
Well, it's so good.
I also appreciated how they had the reveal to the fans about his illness. Like, all those things, like the way they explored all of that. There's just a lot of emotion, and it was really well portrayed by the crowd. Even like the crowd acted very well with all these things, and and also the concert, like the battle of the bands that was supposed to happen, and when Toya was stabbed, like that was a very emotional thing. So the crowd being highly emotional about Toya being stabbed and all that, and then Tin Blank trying to soothe them by playing the Overchrome songs for them.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved that so much. Like that was
such a good scene.
It was nice.
Like, I'm gonna watch this show so much, guys. Like, I can't even really express.
Yeah, it was incredible. It really was.
It was great. 10 out of 10. Well, I gave it a 9 out of 10. But...
Oh, okay. Well, what knocked the star off for you?
It's hard to, okay, listen, I think what knocked a star off for me was the romance plot line, where I was just like, this feels unnecessary entirely to me. But I enjoyed it. Not the romance plot. I thought the romance plot line was like Like I did the plot line. I mean, being reciprocated. Her having a crush on him made total sense.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay?
Like that was him, naturally going to happen.
Yeah. Him reciprocating made zero. All right. So that was my one criticism.
Like also deciding to join in on the like having a crush on her, and then like being like, maybe it's not that I have a crush on her, I just wanted to muse.
No, like he did though. Yeah, he did have a crush on her. He's lying to himself. That relationship made more sense than what ended up.
1000% sure. Probably is the thing that's going to happen.
Listen, that was just him trying to tell himself to get over it. Okay, like he was still in love with her. Okay, but like it was definitely the addition of him reciprocating the romance that I was like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. He doesn't have the conceptual like ability to conceive this as a thing he would do. Like it's made it clear in the rest of the show. So that was my one criticism. So that's that's it. As nothing is perfect, but I did listen. 9 out of 10 for Natalia.
I would say about the romance. I think the main thing that got me about that romance was I didn't really care. Like even if there was an age gap, like that really wasn't.
That doesn't bother me.
It was kind of like more of authority figure, almost. Yeah. Like that was actually my main concern.
It was like a teacher student situation.
That was my someone having a lot of life experience to someone that's had some life experience, but not in that realm, like near as much.
But to be fair to him, I don't think life experience is what I would call what he had. He had a lot of musical experience. He was wholly inept at living. So
it is kind of one of those things. Like I'm not sure you should be in a relationship, buddy. I
don't think you should be left alone ever. Like I genuinely think like you need a full-time minder, like anytime he's left to his own devices for any period of time, he gets hit by lightning, he starves, he like forgets to wear clothing when it's snowing, he almost steps into this man needs help. Which is that's what Machida Kaita's character was. He was like, we're bandmates, but I also make sure you're alive at the end of the day. Because that's what you need. You don't need a girlfriend.
Speaking of,
you would make I
really appreciated how they went back and showed the flashback of how they became those two characters became a band together, and how they wanted to start a band together, and how, and I think we hadn't really talked about how those two characters, so the Naoki character and the show character, they both entirely like solo. Now, the show character, he was a session musician, so he's at least used to playing in band settings, but he definitely had a very specific way that he was trying to interact with music.
Yeah.
But he wasn't interested in being in a band. That it was explicitly said. And then the Naoki character, anyway, I won't go in, but like I really enjoyed all those scenes of the back and forth with all that, and again, essentially wooing him to become a band together with him. Like I thought that was all really cool.
See, their romance was more believable, and I'm not just saying that as like your fellow BL appreciator.
No, they really
the
were.
Show laid it out that way. The show laid it out that these two were in love.
They're platonic soulmates. Like. As far as like,
yes,
to me, there's not really attraction happening there, but there is and that's when I'm not really joking all that much when you say like 10 blank, they're kind of a polycule as far as like the way their interactions with, and you can be a platonic polycule. That stuff exists. The way relationships in this world we live, anyway. The 10 blanks. Anyway. Relationships with each other, like they do deeply care about each other in the way they do interact and communicate through music, and the way they keep like they just, and the only reason they were even going to break up was to save his life, and then they realized that's not what he wants, and then essentially the whole message at the end, I really did appreciate the message at the end, you never know when you're going to die, so like I mean maybe don't go have a lot of concerts and have a heart attack on stage. Just
maybe do the things to kind of like prolong your life.
Yeah. But if music is the thing that's keeping you going, you definitely need to pursue the thing. And Tin Blank was incredibly important to him, so that was just what he wanted to do. And especially after the Toya thing, like, he...
Yeah.
Because he obviously didn't really care about himself. But when he saw Toya possibly getting near the end of his life, like, he was like, oh no. I guess I maybe need to change my perspective a little bit. He still doesn't really have... For the record, I don't think that our genius ever found self-preservation. I don't think that was ever a character arc for him that happened.
No, I don't think so either.
But that wasn't really the point of the show, so... But... I don't know. I thought the fans were even of character within the show sometimes. It wasn't like every single episode, but the times where they were having concerts, I enjoyed how there was storytelling with the way the fans were reacting to things and doing things. So I was really impressed. Yeah. I had really high hopes, and then it just like knocked it out of the park.
It's an incredible show. I think a lot of people would really like it. It's on Netflix, so it's easy to find. And the music is incredible. So
yeah,
it's and you can also listen to music on Spotify and stuff. So like, Ten Blank is an artist out there that you can go listen to, which is, I love it when that happens. Man, I love when like show or movie bands.
If there was even a physical like of it, I would be buying it.
I would purchase this. I would like to buy it. Thank you.
With a large poster included.
Yes.
Not folded, unfolded in a tube.
Not folded. Sky, I have a large format printer. I'll just print you a poster. Don't worry about it, Sky. Okay. Don't worry about it. But yeah. That was Glass Heart. And we think you should watch it. It gets the Noonas thumbs up of approval. Certified Noona loved.
Very much so.
Recommended. So. Highly recommended.
Recommended. Noona's approved. The thumbprint of approval. But yeah, thank you for hanging out with us today. We hope you had a good time hanging out and listening to this accidental new episode format that we've come up with.
Hey, might come back sometime. You never know.
Might come back. Who knows? These things happen. Anyway, you can listen to us wherever podcasts can be found. We are also on YouTube in video. So if you want audio, you go to, your Spotify's, your Apple iTunes, your wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you want video, it's just YouTube. That's it. YouTube's the only one. But if you also want links and time codes to everything that we talked about, and you can also listen to our episode, you can go to our website, certifiednoonas.com, where every single episode we've ever done has a post that has links and time codes. The link's only relevant to when the episode came out. So if you go to a really old episode and the links lead nowhere, listen. We've all been doing this for almost a decade. So there's a lot of episodes. Anyway, we hope you have a fantastic week. Oh no, wait. We do hope you have a fantastic week, but also there are people who love supporting this podcast because we make fun episodes, we hope, for all y'all. And if you would like to join those people, you can go to patreon.com/certifiednoonas to join our fan family. They're a fan family on the web, and they're great. We love them. They get little mini episodes. They get little movie night every month. It's good. It's a good time. We have a good time. We love the fan family. They're literally the best. Anyway, now we hope you have a good week after listening to that. And as always, wash your hands, wear a mask, and keep enjoying and maybe listening to some fictional bands and Asian entertainment. All right, we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.